Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name's Dan. I'm the futurist talking about the future. Hello, everybody. So, yes, my name is Dan. I am talking art and politics. The reason why I call this art and politics was I could call it futurist for the future, but what would that mean for anybody? It's really about art and politics. That's what talking the future is. You got to talk politics and you've got to be able to do some doodling, which I can do. So I look at it as futurists are always having to kind of conceive what the future is going to be. So somewhere along the line, you're going to have an artist sitting right next to you to actually start to drop down some of your ideas. And most times, futurists tend to be artists. I'm going to just put that out there. That's just my own personal take on it. Okay, I'm looking. I mean, so this right here, my first tab I popped up here, future city design concepts. So what it is I'm looking at the headline. I'm looking at the tab right here, the future city design concepts, and this is what people are kind of conceiving. So let's see. Once again, a lot of tramways, which means post structures, things built all over the place. Now here's my design right here. I like. This is a different take on it. This is like clamshells stacked up in a way, but still leading to a lot of room to do stuff. But as you can see, 2, 3, 4, 5, each one of these is a home stacked up. And if you did it right, you can actually have smaller homes stacked around one big one, smaller homes, big one, smaller homes, big one. So when people leave your home, they can move to a home right over here, still close to your complex, still close to the family, but now they have their own house. That's a starter house. I look at things and say, we should be kind of looking at our homes as being who we are as well. When you first start off in life, you may want to partner up with somebody. When you partner up with somebody, let's say you start off, you're a college kid. You're going to be in some sort of dormitory style setup. Why wouldn't you? If you live near larger places, why wouldn't your kids, when they get old enough, move into a dormitory style setting? Now, there are a lot of other countries and cultures that like to keep family even closer, which means the family house has the entire family in it. From from birth to death, that entire family is in one house, which means you have babies being born, parents, children, parents, grandparents, and then from there even sometimes great grandparents, which would be the end of the cycle of life, which you would have all of them under one home. And that's how some countries run insurance. So there really is no insurance. Your insurance is the fact that you have a strong family, and your strong family, in case of anybody else falters or stumbles a little, gets picked back up, put back on track, and the family stays very cohesive, which I prefer that family style. But once again, when it comes to a larger society, it's going to be harder to have space for all these things. And there is ways to do that even, I'm saying, because if you look at these housing structures right here, there's ways to still stack little upward sections to these that you would almost look like a tree house next to this little, and that would be for other family members to then grow into those places as well, so you can grow off your home. And it would be, but when would it turn into a just an atrocious amalgamation of just buildings being built up? Another one of my favorites that I really like in this right here is this one, Sustainable City of the Future, where essentially you're seeing mostly what would appear to be a green structure. And if you build it right, the surface area of green is all that really is needed to be done for, because the way that those things are being built, you literally almost have trees underneath trees, which means you have a tighter, denser amount of green right there. If you were to then take that, smash it down, you would have a lot of green going into that one little space. So stuff like this to me is exactly where our future needs to be going when it comes to larger scale things, where if you really look at how much surface area, it's not even that much. There's still a lot of walking space. These little specks are the people. So you have all these little freckle specks that are all over here, and those are the people. So there's large walking areas. This is a lot of walking space. The green is just the bordering trim, which is brilliant. I mean, it really is brilliant. I kudos to the artist on this one. Not just the artist, but the concept, the design, the creation of it's very ingenious, very ingenious. I mean, anytime I ever see these things, is helicopters can land there, staging areas. You could actually have performances in these things, these little alcoves that they kind of show popping up everywhere. Amphitheaters, open air areas are just very crucial to breathing these large entities here. These large creations breathe within themselves because you don't want heat just building up on the inside. So you can actually breathe these things to cool them down, ventilate. Yeah, this is a great design. I like this. I really do like this. So, as not to totally bury the idea that I was running with here is how are we going to then destroy the old cities to create the new? Let's not go so crazy with it and say destroy, but let's say you're going to largely incorporate new cities into old from old cities into new cities. I love this design right here. That's a little too tightly mathematical. I would have loosened it up and gone more pine cone, which means if you notice there's three going this way and then there's three going that way. In real life, it would be three this way and then five this way, which kind of creates a unique turning structure. I look at stuff like that as being a unique critical for air to flow, for things to flow naturally, as cleanly naturally as possible. But this is, once again, I will not say that, I shouldn't have even said that. That's what I would do. This is perfect. What they did was absolutely magnificent. I'm just absolutely flat out in love with this art and the design. Cherry trees blossoming around. Oh, could be plums too. Ornamental plums. Oh, what a gorgeous. It will never mimic nature perfectly. Oh, look at that. City in the sky concept. See, now I can see this completely. Now, this is where I think we should be kind of getting ourselves to go right now. This is exactly where we need to be. A almost city above a city that essentially when things do start to fly and move, it makes more sense to us. What we fear is the thing coming down. Because if you're always having to go up and then land down, on the way in, what happens if you don't do it right and you land straight into the roof of the neighbor's house? That's just one of those where people don't like. But if you're going up all the time and you're doing things up in another stratosphere, that this is so gorgeous. Wow, look at that. See, now this is how you start a new city. You build up above, you start a new city kind of to get things to be. We need to get the foundations of our government, the foundations of the elite. I know everyone's going to be like, but I wish people could realize whoever considers themselves to be daddy or mommy or auntie or grandma or grandpa in the situation has to be pushed out of the position. But if that's the position that they stand in and we do need to move to another level, first things first, make sure daddy's seat's ready, mommy's seat's ready, and then we can start adding ourselves to the table. Now, I know people hate it because they're like, I don't think they should be. Well, guess what? That ain't for you to decide at this moment. And that's for no one to decide. That's not even for a revolution to decide. That's actually silliness for anyone to think you could do something like that. That's astronomically. I mean, it's a level of re- redundant thinking, actually, if you think about it. Knowing we're gonna rebel means I know we are going to throw ourselves into a situation of mass death to genocidal proportions where you can't do that. It's impossible. Don't do dumb actions. Create dad's seat, mom's seat, build the cities, get them going. But don't forget there is a large legacy on this planet that goes beyond just what everyone thinks. We've been told in America dumbly things that are very uniquely foolish. When I say uniquely foolish, I mean we think that we are the person, we are the narcissist country. Because we really don't realize what it takes to have freedom. We just say the words, and they're in one ear and out the other, and in there's a definition, and then we kind of prescribe said definition to the words that we're saying, so it flows in, flows out, and really we didn't assess what actually just happened there. I say we are free to ... anything. But each one of those dots has so many implications. We are free to have weapons. Well, okay, if you say that, then you're also saying somewhere along those lines, someone's going to take that freedom and use it against that person. And when that happens, did you have it all set straight in motion to where you understand that, yes, okay, with your freedom doesn't mean you can take away somebody else's freedom now? But I needed to. Okay, well, here's the deal. I didn't know I had to tell you this, but I guess I have to tell you this. Yeah, just because you want something doesn't mean you just take something, and doesn't mean you get to use that freedom to go utilize. So it's kind of a, we as Americans especially have this idea that I have freedoms, so I get to use said freedoms without realizing, okay, the freedoms are there for you to use and not abuse. But once you realize, but I can if I want to, there is no real stopping anyone from going to the next level of saying, well, it's still within my freedoms. And it's like, yeah, but come on. You can now clearly see that you are taking this outside of the realm of norm and going to a whole nother level. So with that, I'm saying build the, I'm going to take it all the way back. Ooh. Everything I was just saying, I'm going to drag all the way back to cities now again. And with that, I want to say we've got to build mommy and daddy's seat at the table. Build the table. Mommy and daddy. Make sure they have a good seat too, so they're very comfortable and they like the position at the seat. And then start putting ourselves at the table. And within that, everybody's going to fit their place within that table. That's great. Good for them. Good for everybody. But I am going to say building a city like this is gorgeous. Right there, tell me no richity rich person wouldn't be like, yes, let's go eat breakfast, dinner, lunch there and look down upon people. That's great. Good. I say great. I say great. There's going to be so many wonderful jobs coming up for things like this, where old cities will just fall to the wayside, and then these new ones like this will arise with a whole new infrastructure, if built in the proper way, that will be a lot more at least geared toward taking care of this planet. I'm not fringe out there on the outside edge of Greensville, but I'm also not on the fringe outside edge of concrete jungle either. So I'm looking in the middle and saying we need to be taking care of the systems that exist first. Let's get them lined up into a new thing that can now build the structures that at least work for the planet. Let's do that first. There's so many jobs in making what we've already got exist in a new way that will be better and beneficial for the planet. So we could all be helping each other as countries and everything to help each one of us build this new way. And that right there builds unity and look at these cities. Come on, rich people. Come on, look at this. Come on. Don't tell me you don't want to be in a freaking acorn in the sky. I mean, a pine cone in the sky. That's exactly what you want. Look at that thing. Looks like a big nail in the ground too. But the thing is that it's a small footprint into a very small area. If we build into a very uniquely small area and we do it like this proper, then we can actually build structures that are very, like I said, circular in nature is the way I'm always kind of going toward things. If not circular, it shouldn't be circular actually. It should have a nice spiraling effect that allow for perfect exits and entrances into the city within this spiraling structure. And everything needs to be kind of walled lightly. I'm going to say walled. And the reason why I'm going to say walled is it keeps us from encroaching on natural stuff. Everyone makes it seem like walls are keeping out people. No, people can find ways in no matter what. They'll dig, they'll jump, they'll fly, it doesn't matter. So that's not the thing. It's keeping us from going out into the natural world willy-nilly. I think it's very crucial for us to still be going out and doing things within the natural world. It is for us to be nurturing, I think, to the planet. We've done enough to put plastics everywhere, so let's start combing out the wild hair we put into this crazy system of ours. And with that, I'm going to be kind of wrapping up today looking at future cities. So we haven't even got to the destruction portion of it yet. I love this because I'm going to come out tomorrow and here is making new cities out of old. And these are documents that I was looking at. So this is some of the stuff tomorrow. I want to kind of look into some stuff. I'm going to read a few things into what people are going to say is going to be how many, I mean, because think about if we could start building machines now that are going to be able to take down, let's say, buildings, like go around the outside and then literally just start dragging buildings into it. So that way it can almost be just breaking apart buildings in ways that we can start extracting things from it. First part starts off very robotic, and then the next part is going to be where I think people are going to be able to then use these old parts, wires, pipes, plumbing, all the metals, woods, nails, I mean, electronic stuff. Everything can be broke apart within a machine that I know smart people. We do. Come on now. We got all these machines. I'm watching a guy right now on YouTube, James Bruton. That guy there is just a wizard with just figuring it out. Dude's brilliant, dude. I mean, he's making his dog right now. What is it called? Open Dog. So it's an open source dog for every. The dude's just a. Go watch James Bruton if you watch me to see how anyone, if we all get together in a community like we could all be building. I wish more people would be joining up on what's going on right here because I would love to see stuff in the comments talking about what we can be doing right now. But so tomorrow I'm going to be talking about more of the destruction side. So this is the destroying the old, making new cities out of old. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do a quick little jump into what it takes to destroy a city, and do it in a way that the walls, Kowloon, that was Kowloon back in the day. Oh goodness. See, now that's exactly the craziness of it. Kowloon Bay is one of those things that I think got moved around for because of its uniqueness, because of what it was doing was not what people wanted to see. Look up Kowloon Bay. I was around back in Kowloon Bay time. Well, right after. Actually, right after. I mean, the story of Kowloon Bay when I was there, it turned into, that was Kowloon Bay is a trip. It ain't that way anymore, I don't think. If I'm not mistaken. The most crowded place on Earth, Kowloon Bay. Just, it's the things that you always see the weird photos of. I think it's like half the thing that they would use for like Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that. But people live like this, and to be honest, I'm surprised how many people enjoy living like this. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Everybody, love y'all. Thanks for joining. if you're joining. Thanks for coming, if you came. And I'll say this. We can do it. We can do it safely. We can do it in a way that everyone will be happy. And I don't think it's going to come to some super destruction. Look how easy it was to shut down everything. Everyone thought this was going to take some sort of megalithic boomy thing in order to get this to happen. Or it would require some sort of power thingy outage or something like that. What did it really take? It really just took really making us be aware as a society that we need to do it. And we did it. So, with that said, we are impressionable, but we are good. I do know that there is a way that everyone could be happy, but let's not forget who to put at the table first. It's just the way it goes, y'all. Fighting it is dumb. So everyone, peace out. Have a good one. Oh, like, subscribe, hit the notification button down below. I do have merch at my website. Check it out. It's the very bottom little red little this part right. Yeah, you can't see it. It's the part right above my head right here. That one there. Go to my website if you want to get any merch. I do a lot of art stuff. So go check it out if you're into it. Cool, everybody. Have a good day. Peace.